Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I'm Diego, and today we're going to talk about some more Sex in the City. That's right, that wonderful show from the late 90s and the early 2000s, okay, back when the show was good. I am Diego. I have watched every single episode of Sex in the City, so I know what I'm talking about, okay? I watched all 94 episodes, both movies, and I watched that piece of shit show, and just like crap, don't watch it. It sucks. It's an abortion. I've already reviewed those episodes. They're on here already if you want to watch them. We're not going to talk about that show, though. We're going to talk about the good show, Sex in the City, the original show, all right? I was a big fan of the show. And what I do here is I give you a straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you didn't get when you watched this show originally. Okay, I watched it since the very beginning. Okay, since back in the I was a younger man back then. I was just out of the Marines. I was living in a big city. I was living in Chicago. I was going to school. I was partying. I was working at night. I worked with a lot of young, good-looking people and stuff. We were all young. We're all drinking, going to parties. Having fun. The shit that you do when you're in your 20s. And yeah, there was a lot of sex involved. Okay, a lot of hunka chunka. All right, a lot of parking the car in the garage, if you know what I'm talking about, all right? So yeah, we were doing all that stuff, okay? So all the hot girls that I knew were watching Sex in the City. They were always talking about it, okay? So I figured that, hey, I might as well learn what the show's about. I was already watching Sopranos, so I already had HBO. So I started watching Sex in the City, and I ended up liking it. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was funny as hell. The characters were very well written. The situations were hilarious. The acting was on point. I mean, it was really good. I really enjoyed the show. The only problem I had with the show is I did not like the way that the straight men were being portrayed. I did not like that at all. They did not get it right. Okay, every once in a while they did get it right, but they're few and far between. Okay, these men were cartoon characters. They were the butt of every joke. They did not act the way a normal human being, much less a man, would act. Okay, the show was written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists. So the guys in the show, they just read the lines that they were given and did the best they could. Okay, and I can't really blame them for that, but I mean, there's got to be someone out there that looked at the screen and go, like, what the fuck is this shit? No guy would ever do this, and then some gay guy told him, okay, you're fired. Next, let's get someone else to play that scene. You see what I mean? So I think that's what happened, all right? There's no heterosexual men were involved in the creation of this show, and I understand that the show was not made for me. I was not the target audience. The show was made for women, okay, and for gay guys, all right? So I was not the target audience, so I get it, okay? But I got to raise the bullshit flag on a lot of stuff that happened. It would never happen in real life, and that's what I do here. I give you a straight man's point of view, okay? I am not going to sugarcoat your feelings, okay? If you don't like what I say, tough titty, kitty, but the milk is still good, all right? I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. I do not lie here. I tell the honest God truth. If you don't like it, if you can't handle it, if you're a snowflake, if you saw Top Gun Maverick and you didn't like it, get the fuck out of here right now, okay? Okay, I'm going to give you the truth. Straight up, baby, with no lube. The real question is, can you handle it? Can you handle it? I don't think you can. I don't. We're going to find out, though, okay? Okay, so moving right along. There's a lot going on in this episode. A lot going on here, okay? I re-reviewed the first, 20 minutes of this episode in my part 1 review. This is part 2. The episode we're talking about today is season 6, episode 13, part 2, okay? The name of this episode is called Let There Be Light. Let There Be Light. Okay, so catch you up real quick what's going on here. Miranda and Robert, that's Blair Underwood's character, they broke up. Because she got back together with Steve. She realized she's still in love with Steve, and Steve's still in love with her. So they broke up with their boyfriends and their girlfriends. They decided to get back together, and they're moving in together. So Steve's in the process of moving in with Miranda in her apartment, okay? Well, Robert, her ex-boyfriend, lives in the apartment. He's not too happy about it. They bumped into him in the elevator. It was very cold. All of them were too embarrassed to talk to each other. And then Miranda bumped into him on the stairs. Okay, and she basically apologized to him for dumping him. She's like, I didn't know Steve and I were gonna fall back in love, or else I wouldn't have done that. He's like, well, you still owe me. You're still gonna get my bill for services rendered, my stud fee. She's like, well, yeah, it's absolutely. You're too busy. You're too busy to get too busy to cook. You get hunting chicken. Too busy to go out and fuck. You call Robert. That's not true. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Absolutely. Fast food, fat fuck. You're not a fast fuck. That's right. I wasn't. I did nice and slow, just the way you like it. Oh, Robert. Oh, Robert. No one's ever been this deep inside of me. Oh, Robert. Oh. I can't help it. If shit was fucking hilarious. Okay, so that happened. So Miranda runs to Steve. Goes, oh my God, the guy's still in love with me. He's still talking about when I told him that no one ever been that deep inside of me before. And Steve's like, anyway. It was funny, okay? So now they don't know what to do because they don't want to use the elevator. They're afraid they'll run into him, but they need to use the elevator because they got a baby. They got a stroller, and he's got to move his shit up there to their apartment. Okay, so they don't know what to do. All right, so that's going on. Meanwhile, Carrie, our main character, she's decided that she's going to make Alexander Petrovsky, Mr. Baryshnikov, I guess he's an artist now. Anyway, she's going to make him her lover. That's how she said it, lover. Okay, but she has to get her pussy waxed first, so she does that. Okay, and then she agrees to go out with him again. He's been gone for 3 weeks. They did not have sex last time, but now she's decided she's going to fuck him. All right, so that's going on. He bought her some chocolate from fucking Amsterdam. Okay, Samantha, she's still fucking her boy toy, Smith Jared, but I think she's starting to get a little tired of him. He's like this super fucking beyond average looking guy, that she's helping out his career because she's a publicist, and she's not getting paid for it. She's just getting paid with the subway, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's how he's paying her because he has no fucking money. All right. But he's super drop dead good looking, right? So apparently that's enough for her, right? Or is it? We'll see. Okay, meanwhile, Charlotte has got nothing to do in this episode. So she's just talking to Anthony, her gay best friend, and she decides that she talks about how she's got nothing to do in this season. I'm serious. That's what she talks about. She lost the baby. She had a miscarriage, so she can't try to get pregnant for another 2 months. She doesn't work. So what the fuck is she going to do? She got nothing to do. The writers don't know what to do with her. So she decides that she's going to fucking volunteer and help the blind people. Okay, yeah, that's her thing. Very Jackie O. Okay, so now we're caught up, all right. Okay, so moving right along here. Miranda's coming down. Well, I already did all that. Yeah, I already told you. That was a kick-ass scene, by the way. All right, so here we are. Okay, so Carrie, she's on a date with Alexander Petrovsky, okay? And they go back to his place finally this time, and she says, "Spasiba." He's like, "Your Russian is very, very good." She's like, "Travarsky." I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Okay, and then she goes back with him. Okay, apparently the entire floor of his loft belongs to him. On one side is his studio where he does his work. On the other side is his home. Okay, it's his loft apartment. Okay, so she goes in there, and of course this motherfucker's super fucking rich. His loft is fucking posh and palatial. It's fucking incredible. Okay, it's like the kind of place like a celebrity would live in. In Soho. In the very nice area of Manhattan. It's just like unbelievable. Okay, these are the guys that hit on the girls on the show. Okay, these middle-aged, alcoholic fucking bitches, whores. Yeah, these are the guys that hit on these women. Okay, I'm not buying it, and you shouldn't buy it. Okay, this sends the wrong message. I think women like them, that look like them, like the 4 main girls, think that guys like Alex Petrovsky are really, really going to hit on them because they saw it in an episode. No, it's not going to fucking happen. Okay, the guy that made your fucking pizza puff at the Vienna hot dog stand, that's the guy that's going to hit on you in real life, okay? Not fucking Alexander Petrovsky. Not guys like that, okay? I'm sick and tired. I've seen every fucking season. It's always the same shit. They're always fucking music executives, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, hotel fucking executives. They're fucking movie stars. They're fucking billionaire Wall Street investors, okay? What else? They're fucking corporate attorneys, okay? They're fucking super loaded fucking surgeons, They're published authors, They're European architects. I mean, get the fuck out of here, okay? Yes, those guys do exist in real life, but there is such a few small percentage of the population that your average woman, especially women like them, because they're only slightly above average and they're not young, are gonna get hit on by guys like this. Come on. This is fucking La La Land. This is fucking Lollipop Land. What the fuck, man? This shit belongs to the fucking Sci-Fi Channel. But that's the kind of guys, that's the caliber of men that hit on these women, okay? You're never gonna fucking get some guy, that's fucking working at the fucking gas station, okay? That's gonna hit on these women, all right? It's never gonna happen, okay? So just go with it, okay? Because we know that happens all the fucking time, right? Okay, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Sorry, ladies, it doesn't. Okay, it does not. Okay, but I know it adds to the fantasy. You can fantasize what it's like to date a sports medicine doctor for the New York Knicks. Now I know what it's like because I saw Miranda do it. That can happen to me too. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, sorry to burst your bubble. It's not. Okay. So anyway, so she decides, Carrie decided she's going to go to Lavaville. That's what she calls it. That's what she calls this place. He shows her around. It used to be a sweatshop back in the 20s, whatever. He had it refurbished. Now it's this posh palatial loft, and it is a beautiful loft. It really is, okay? Very luxurious, okay? And of course, Carrie says, show me the upstairs. So we know where that's going. They're going to go upstairs and fuck. And sure enough, that's exactly what they do. Okay, and Carrie realizes that even though her Russian is not very good, she does speak lava. Okay, I'm so fucking sick and tired of it. They got the whole lava thing from a fucking SNL skit with Will Ferrell. Okay, where him and his wife, I think it's Rachel Dratch, with some other actress on SNL, and they did this skit where they played these like pseudo hippies, transcendental fucking commune people. They were all saying about my lava. You know, like, you remember the one that had Christopher Walken was in there? It was hilarious. But yeah, that's where they got it from. Okay, and they just fucking killed that word. And this episode killed that word. I think the 14th or 15th time she said it. But anyway, but I'm not gonna quit saying lava because that's what she says. Okay. So that's going on. Okay. She wakes up in her expensive-looking necklace. She's got this fucking expensive necklace on. I guess she wore it to bed. She wore it while she was fucking. Yeah, and she fucks with her clothes on, too. We didn't see her fuck. We never see Sarah Jessica Parker fuck anybody. We see the other girls fuck people. We never see Sarah Jessica Parker fuck anybody on this show. We just hear about it. Or we see them in bed together with the covers on. Okay, but she never gets nude or anything. Yeah, but he just got this fucking, it looks expensive. It looks like this expensive necklace on. She wakes up by herself, like, where the hell is he? You know, and she's got her jewelry on and her dress still on. So I'm kind of doubting whether or not they fucked, but apparently they did, because that's what she said. There's a note, an engraved note in the empty pillow next to her, and it says, I'm making breakfast, with a little smiley face, a Russian smiley face. She's like, oh, it's so sweet and romantic. Like, they get the fuck out of here. Guys do not fucking do this, okay? You know who does this? Fucking simps. Men that wish they could get laid. They fucking make these little fucking romantic cards like that. Okay, dude, if it's already the next day and she spent the night and you got to make her a fucking card, you didn't fuck her good enough, okay? Or you didn't fuck her at all. Okay, that's what happened, all right? This is fucking bullshit, okay? But anyway, Carrie thinks it's romantic. So she decides to go downstairs, and what happened? There's a whole fucking group of people down there working in his house. Now, his studio is across the hall and the same floor, but she's in his home right now, and there's a whole group of staff that are working there. There's 2 women and a guy, and they're on the computer, they're on their fucking headpiece, they're talking on the phone out loud. You know, they're walking around like it's fucking, like they're trading on the board of trade, okay? And so now fucking Carrie's like, oh my God. You know, she's wearing Alex's shirt, and she's doing her walk of shame with all these strangers there, all speaking different languages. Okay, and she comes down the stairs and she interrupts one of them, goes like, where is Alex? And she's like, huh? Oh, over there. Okay, and goes back and she's like, and there he is, Alex. He's in the kitchen making pancakes. Okay, so she's like, oh my God, there's people here working, and we just finished fucking last night. And anyway, so she goes up there and she sits down, you know, and he says, I'm making breakfast. You know, and so Carrie thinks that, oh, it's so sweet. I found a bed and breakfast. Get the fuck out of here. You know, a bed and breakfast in Lavaville. But now she's not that excited anymore. She asks him for some coffee, just regular coffee. No. Regular coffee is for regular women. You are not a regular woman. Get the God, dude, this is like so disgusting. Anyway, she's like, well, I hope I'm not in the way, you know. What do you mean? You know, all that. He goes, oh, that's just my staff. That is Violetta, that's Padma, and that's Lee. Hey, everybody, this is my fuck buddy Carrie. You can say hi. And they're just like, and they go back to whatever they were doing. They turn around and go back to what they're doing. Okay, he didn't say fuck buddy, but he might as well have, because that's the way fucking Carrie took it. Like, shit. Who are these strangers? And I'm making my walk of shame. They're just fucking, you know, inattentive. I guess this happens all the time. And I'm sure it does, okay? But still, that's kind of a dick move. Now, I understand that Alexander needs his staff there, and he probably has them working in his house, because they're the ones that actually sell his artwork. He doesn't sell shit, okay? He makes the artwork. Someone else is who promotes it and sells it. So I understand he needs to hire people to do that. But why would he have those people work out of his house? You know, like that's your private area, you know? I mean, even during working hours, your home is your sanctuary away from work. You know, he should have an office designed inside his studio where he actually makes the artwork for all that shit to happen, okay? Not in his own fucking living room, you know? So I thought that was kind of odd. Now, I know he's a Russian, he's eccentric, you know? He acts like he's Eurotrash even though he's fucking Russian. But still, that's kind of like, you should expect like a woman's gonna be put off by that. You know? She doesn't want fucking, you know, her walk of shame is a very private thing. It should be. Okay, and she doesn't really want that, you know, a bunch of strangers there, you know, looking at her because they're gonna make their. I know they're busy doing other things, but they're gonna make their judgments, and no woman wants that. No guy wants that either, but mostly no woman wants that. Okay, that's your private time. The morning after sex, that's your private time. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, I don't agree with that, but you know, the show's written by gay guys, right? Okay, so that's going on. Like I said, they pretty much ignore her staff, and he's like, this is my staff, you know, I need them. Without them, I'd be out on the street with a sign around my neck that says, we'll do art for food, you know? Okay, here are the pancakes for the lady, you know? And she's like, you're not gonna eat? Oh, no, I have to go to Amsterdam, remember? Okay, and he kisses her and then he leaves, you know? And then he speaks French to Violette, you know? So now fucking, now Carrie's like, oh my God, now he's speaking French. He's like, shit, I'm in an international house of fucking pancakes. I'm in an IHOP. Okay, I get the joke, all right? Yeah, like anyone on this show would ever eat at IHOP, right? Okay, come on. Okay, anyway, later on, Carrie's walking down the street with Samantha, and of course, she's complaining about everything that just happened. Okay, and Samantha's like, honey, he's, you know, they've seen it all. Guys like him have seen it all, okay? You know, the staff that live there, that work there, they've seen it all. Okay, you have to give it to him, okay? Pancakes for pussy? Okay, that's classy. Now what? You think that you're the first babe he's ever battered up for? Gary's like, you know what, Samantha, you're right. It was all too choreographed. You know, he knew what he was doing. Well, of course he did, okay? He fucked every supermodel in the 70s at Studio 54, okay? Yes, this guy's fucked a lot. Once again, another guy with a super high sexual market value, okay? This guy's a fucking millionaire, and he makes artwork. Of course he's gonna be fucking out there, okay? Of course he's gonna be eccentric, okay? Yes, this is the shit that they do. You know, I went to art school. I know guys like this, okay? I'm even a little bit, although not that much, all right? You know, but, you know, it's like, damn, this is what artists do. They like to fucking create their own lifestyles, you know? The first piece of art they make is themselves, you know? So he wants to be unique and distinctive, you know? That's his thing, all right? So that's going on. Samantha says, like, you know what? I miss a man with moves. And Carrie's like, oh, what, Smith doesn't have any moves? Oh, he's got them, but, you know, I taught them all to him. You know, truth is, Carrie, I'm a little jealous. You've got a real man. A power player. He takes charge, has his way with you, and doesn't have to ask what you want, and fucks you. Carrie's like, I don't think you're talking about me anymore. Oh, well, Smith, he's hot, but he's just a baby. I don't know whether to blow him or burp him. That's not a cool thing to say. You know, I need a grown-up. So how were those moves? Carrie's like, oh, the moves and the pancakes were delicious, exactly what I wanted. And I couldn't get enough. I wonder how many pancakes that kitchen has seen. Well, probably a lot, okay? And you're probably not the only one. All right. In fact, I know you're not. I know you're not, Carrie. I don't know why he's investing so much into you. I understand why you like him. Okay, the same reason that you like all the guys that you date, for the most part, is because they're all super high sexual market valued men. But I don't see what he sees in you. Like I said, this guy's used to supermodels. And sorry, Carrie, you're a super attractive 38-year-old, 39-year-old. Okay, but you're not a supermodel. Okay, you're not. Sorry. Okay. So that happens. Okay. Meanwhile. It does matter. All these things that she's pondering do matter to her. So when she's at home by herself, she decides to Google it. Yes, they talk about Googling. Yes, that was a new thing back then. Remember, this is 2004. Okay, this is 2004. Okay, Google wasn't mainstream yet. Shows like Sex and the City made it mainstream, made it go into the zeitgeist. Okay, Google, a search engine, wasn't something that that everybody knew about yet. Okay, but it started gaining traction again. Once you hear it on Sex and the City, you know it's gone mainstream. Okay, or it's about to go mainstream. And Googling was a very new thing back then. I remember it very well. Okay, and so she decides to Google it. Okay, so she Googles him and she finds a thing in there for Alexander the Great. It has a list of all these famous celebrity women that he's fucked. Yeah, like you can really find that. Okay, no, well I guess you can today. Yeah, you can. You know, so now she's all self-conscious, you know, and anxious and neurotic, like she is in every episode. But now she's just fucking raised it up, you know, because she can't talk to him because he's in Amsterdam. So she just got to sit around and think about it and deal, you know, and fucking just live in her own nervousness, her own self-pity. Okay. So the usual questions go through her head, you know, does he like me? Will he call me again? Where is this all going? You know, the usual fucking shit that she stresses about every fucking episode. Okay. And the thesis of this episode is when it comes to men, even when we try to keep it light, how do we wind up in the dark? So even when she's dating people, even when they're being honest with each other and trying to make it fun and not too serious, how is it that you still can't see red flags? How is it that you still can't see everything, the whole picture, you know? Why do people still lie about who they really are, even when you're trying to be honest? Okay, well, it's called plausible deniability, Carrie. All right? The truth is you don't want to know the truth, okay? You know this guy's a super high-value guy. You know he's fucked a lot of hotter girls than you. Even Samantha wanted to fuck him. She probably did fuck him back in the day, you know? And if you were to really, really look at this from a logical point of view instead of an emotional point of view, you would realize that this guy goes through women like you go through toilet paper. Okay, he just does. Okay, he's a high-valued man. Lots of women like him. So what guy wants to give that up? What guy really wants to give that? It'd take a very special woman for him to give that lifestyle up for. Okay, and do you really think a guy who's full of himself like he is, who's all about his work, all about making his own art, all about creating things? I'm an artist myself, so I know exactly what he's like. These are people that are obsessed with creating their own identity, creating their own lifestyle, okay, when you create something, you do it by yourself. It's not something that you do with someone else, okay? Like if I wanted to make a painting, I wouldn't ask a girl to come with me and help me paint it. If she did that, it wouldn't look exactly like I want it to look. So I would paint it myself. That's how he is, okay? He has fun with women. He loves being around women. But the bottom line is he wants his life to be what he makes it to be, what he paints it to be, okay? And you can't have anyone else in there trying to paint over your work. You see what I mean? Carrie wants him because she always wants to change the guys that she's dating, okay? And then when she does get a guy that is everything she wants, she'll fuck him over, okay? But if he's not, then she wants to change him to suit what she wants, okay? But the truth is what she really wants is a guy that entices her, a guy that keeps her guessing, a guy that keeps her emotional all the time, playing her fucking emotions over and over again, because that's what turns her on. That's what gets her excited. Her being neurotic about him is exactly the same thing that gets her fucking wet down there. Not knowing about him. Does he like me? Does he not like me? Where's this going? That's what gets her wet, okay? Not the whole fucking, yeah, I want to be with you forever, Carrie. You're the one. No, that dries up her pussy. That's what she's already had, okay? It didn't do it for her. You see what I mean? Okay. So Carrie's not a great role model. I respect Carrie. I sympathize with her. I know she's the main character, but she's a very selfish, fucking neurotic bitch. She is. I like her. I'd be friends with her in real life, but and I'd fuck her. Yeah, of course, I'd fuck all four of them. Okay, come on. Of course I would. But would I get serious with Carrie? Maybe if I was depressed. Okay. So if Carrie were to question these things about him, the things that she already knows, but Christ, she Googled him for Christ's sake. She knows all the women that he fucked, or some of the women that he fucked. She knows what this guy is. It's not a fucking secret, but she still doesn't want to go there because that would take the fantasy away. So what do? Do you accept reality or do you want to keep living in the fantasy? You're going to keep living in the fantasy because that feels better. And then you wonder later on when you get fucked over, how come I didn't notice any red flags? Well, because they were there. You didn't want to see them. You didn't want to see them. You saw them. You said, no, it's not real. It's not true. You know, and you kept going. All right. That's the honest to God fucking truth. All right. She doesn't want. She knows he's a player. But why does she think that? Why does she think that this is going to be a surprise? That maybe she might get her feelings hurt later on because she already knows it. She doesn't want to know it. She doesn't want to know it. That's the truth. Okay. Meanwhile, Smith is with Samantha. Samantha's wearing some stupid little nightie, some Asian nightie, and Smith's wearing some t-shirt, whatever. He's jumping on the bed because he's a fucking kid. Okay, and he shows Samantha this invitation that he got to go to a party. The party's called the Teen Posse Party. Top 30 under 30. I guess it's like a cool thing, you know, like if you're one of the top 30 famous people right now that's under 30. He got invited to that. He's like number 5 or something, some shit like that. So he got invited to it. His agent told him he needs to go to it. It'll raise his publicity. Okay, and I thought Samantha was his agent. Anyway, Samantha's just fed up with this guy. You know, she's like, he's a boy. I got to babysit him. Oh, God. You know, she's like, no, I don't want to go. You know, he's like, well, would you mind if I go? Because my agent really wants me to go. You know, and he shows her that, what do you think? He shows her the invitation. Does it look good or does it look bad? Does it look like it's going to be a stupid event or does it look good? And she opens it, and it turns out the party is being hosted by Richard Wright. Oh, Mr. Dick Wright. Get it, Mr. Wright? Yeah, her ex-boyfriend. Richard Wright, played by James Remar. Yes, remember him? The hotel executive? Yeah, he's actually hosting this party. Well, she doesn't tell Smith that this is her ex-boyfriend. This is the last guy she was in love with. So she's like, oh, you know, Richard Wright, you know, he's actually a very big name in the hotel industry. He brings a certain something to the events that he hosts. So you know, you should go. And guess what? I'll go with you too. And she doesn't tell him why she's going. But yeah, she wants to get boned again by a man closer to her own age. You know, a guy who's more sophisticated. You know, a man that doesn't use the word dude, you know, all the time. You know what I mean? Okay, so now she decides she's going to go because he's going to be there. Okay, meanwhile, Charlotte tries, she gets interviewed to volunteer to help the handicapped, the blind people. And the woman interviewing her tells her that what they recommend that all volunteers do is that they pretend to be blind for a while, to go someplace public, like a park or a department store with one of your friends, and blindfold yourself and have your friend lead you around. Okay, so you can see what it's like to lead around a blind person. Okay, they insist that she does that. Okay, so she's like, okay, I guess I'll try it, you know. So she decides to do it. So what do? She goes with Carrie. So her and Carrie go to Barney's, okay, the department store, okay. And of course, all Carrie does is talk about is Alexander the entire time, you know. She's talking about Alex, you know, like, where's this going? Is he gonna call me back? Does he like me? I Googled him, Charlotte. He dated every woman from 1977 until last Wednesday. How many pancakes has he made? Listen to me. And I only slept with him one time. And Charlotte's just like, and Carrie's like, okay. Let's get blind. Okay, so Charlotte puts the blindfold on, right? So now she can't see, and she's stuck there. And then all of a sudden, Carrie's cell phone goes off. Oh, hold on a second, Charlotte. Oh my God, it's a European number. It's Alex. I go talk to him, okay? The reception here is really bad. I'll be right back. Stay right here, Charlotte. So she leaves, all right? So Charlotte, of course, doesn't stay there. She decides she's gonna walk around fucking blind, okay? Meanwhile, she has bad reception. Carrie has bad reception. Something about going out to eat or going on a date when he gets back, but she couldn't make it all out. Okay, and but Carrie does make a date with Alex over the phone. Okay, but she comes back in the store and she loses Charlotte. She doesn't know where Charlotte is. She's not where she left her. Okay, and this is kind of a stupid scene here because Charlotte starts walking around, bumping into people, knocking over merchandise and shit. You know, goes on the escalator and just like annoying everybody. People are asking her, "Hey, can I help you?" You know, and she's like, "Oh no," you know, and it's just like so stupid. Like, why didn't you just take off the fucking blindfold and wait for Carrie to show up? Like, doesn't that make more sense? I mean, I know why they're doing it. They're trying to make a funny scene. It's not very funny at all. It's just annoying, but it's not really a problem, okay? All you have to do is take off the fucking blindfold. All you had to do was stand there and wait till Carrie came back. That's what a normal person would have done, okay? But anyway, they got to try to make it funny. It's not funny. So she's bumping into everything. She's knocking over shit, and then she knocks over some shoes in front of her. She finds there's enough of this, and she takes off her blindfold. She sees these nice shoes in front of her, and then she looks right over, and there's Carrie. Carrie's sitting down with some guys. She's trying on shoes. She's like, I swear to God, I was going to look for you. I was so close to finding you. You know, like that. She's just fucking there trying on shoes. Yeah, so in other words, Carrie doesn't give a fuck. And unfortunately, this is typical Carrie. She doesn't care. She only cares about herself. Haven't you figured this out yet? This whole show revolves around her, and I know she's the main character, okay? But she doesn't give the attention to the other girls' problems as much as they give attention to her problems. You see what I mean? You know, she's the focus all the time. She has to be the focus. She has to be the topic of every conversation. Her problems are the ones you need to hear first and foremost. Okay, not yours, not anyone else's. She doesn't even want to help her friend Charlotte. Oh my God. And this is the woman that gave her a fucking loan so she wouldn't get evicted from her apartment. So she could buy her apartment. And yet she won't even fucking help her walk around a department store blindfolded. That's just like, come on, man. Come on, Carrie. How soon we forget the shit that your friends have done for you. Okay, you can't even do this for you. You'd rather shoe shop and think about your fucking Russian guy that you fucked than help out your friend when your friend asks for help. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Anyway, so that's going on here. Yeah. Carrie doesn't give a shit about Charlotte. All right. Anyway, moving right along. At the party, it's called the Teen Posse Party. There's a big long line to get in there. Now Smith is on the list because he's one of the invites, but he doesn't want to cut in front of everybody and get to the head of the line. But Samantha's like, fuck this shit. I'm tired of fucking waiting in line. We're going up front right now. So she drags him up front. Okay. And of course, there's a gay guy there who's just like totally turned on by looking at Smith. Oh, you're Smith Jarrett. Yes, I know who you are. You know, that kind of bullshit, you know. Okay. And he's like, yes, I'll check you off and I'll let you right in, you know. And who are you, ma'am? And all of a sudden a voice from behind goes, Samantha Jones. And she's like, oh. And yep, it's Richard. Yep, James Remar. He's there. It's Richard. Of course, he recognizes Samantha Jones, you know, and he invites them both in, but he lets her come in because he's the one in charge of this whole party. Okay, so the host there is like, okay, absolutely. So he opens up the gate for her and then puts the rope back for Smith, and Smith's like, dude. He's like, dude, the look on his face like, you just called me dude, you know, and Samantha's like, Richard, he's with me. He's like, oh. So then he opens the rope and lets him in there, right? Okay, so he walks in there. So all three of them walk in together, all right? And yeah, I would be a little bit like that too. Like, what the fuck, you know? But, of course, Samantha's turned on seeing Richard there. So Richard and Samantha managed to get some alone time. They're sitting together at the bar and they're talking. We haven't seen them since they broke up. Remember, he cheated on her. She caught him eating on another woman's pussy. She put on her disguise and she caught him. And then they got back together, but she never really forgave him. And then she realized all these hot girls were hitting on him in Atlantic City. So she decided rather than get her heart broken because she doesn't do relationships, she would rather just dump him. Instead of, always wondering whether or not he's going to fuck a younger, hotter, more attractive woman behind her back again, you know. So that's what she does. So it was kind of a one-way breakup, you know. But anyway, so, yeah, so they're talking there. And Rich is like, oh, well, so how long are you going to be babysitting? She's like, coming from the man who's hosting a party called the Teen Posse. He's like, hey, don't rub it in. Okay, hotels have to stay hip. Okay, I have to tone the trend, okay, for these piss ants here. And Samantha's like, well, you look good. That's because I'm looking at you, gorgeous. It's because I'm looking at you. Yeah, smooth operator, you know. And then right then Smith shows up and cock blocks. And of course, he comes up behind Samantha, hey, babe, and gives her a hug. She's like, so that's going on here. He shows up, okay, and Richard's like, hey, would you like a scotch? He's like, oh, no, I'm an AA. He's like, oh, okay. You know, by the way, how do you all know each other? And Samantha's like, we used to go out. Yes. We used to go out. And I fucked it up royally. I lost the best thing that I ever had in my life. It was all my fault. Okay, That's bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay, he did not lose the best thing that ever happened in his life. Okay, he actually dropped some baggage, is what he did. Okay, Samantha brings a lot of her fucking problems, her anxieties, her neuroses into the relationship. Okay, and that was shit that he did not have to deal with before. Okay, when he was dating these women, just his fuck toy women. Okay, he didn't have to deal with their problems. Okay, he just dealt with them on a sexual level, and that was it. He fucked them. He took them out to fucking Rio. He flew them to he flew them to fucking the Bahamas and shit in his private jet. He fucked them, and that was it. Okay, he didn't have to get serious with any of them. Okay, I don't know why he got serious with Samantha. I really don't. Okay, he could have gotten serious with a much younger, more attractive woman, but the show wanted you to fucking see Samantha dating a guy that was like her. Okay, because they thought that would be funny. Okay, but in real life, a guy like him would never date Samantha. I said that back then when I was reviewing those episodes when they were together. I said that back then. I'm saying it again. Okay, no, a woman like Samantha would not have broken his heart. Okay, a woman like Samantha would have broken his heart if he was Smith Jarrett's age. Okay, if he was an up-and-comer trying to work his way up the corporate ladder and some rich fucking woman, power woman fucked him, and then she left him for someone else who had more money, who was more mature, that would have broken his heart, okay? But that's not the case here, okay? No. He's above Samantha. He's always been above Samantha. He's got just as much self-confidence, but he can pull more attractive sexual partners than Samantha can. Samantha only pulls attractive sexual partners because the show wants you to believe it. Okay? Remember, she's helping out his career. That's the only reason Smith Jarrett is fucking her. Okay? The show's not going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you that. I know guys like Smith Jarrett, okay? I worked with guys like Smith Jarrett. I know what they do. They're sugar mamas. That's what they do. Okay? Quid pro quo. Okay? So, yeah, that's the only reason he's with Samantha. Okay, so he shouldn't get jealous or anything like that, but the show's not going to go there. It's not going to go there, okay? So also, it's two hot young girls. They grab Smith and go, oh, we need you to come over here for this. Ah! So they pull him away, and so he leaves, okay? And then, meanwhile, Steve and Miranda are loading up his stuff in the elevator, and they come back downstairs to get some more stuff that they left in the lobby, and Smith's TV is there and it's smashed. Someone smashed his TV, so Miranda immediately thinks it was Robert that did it. Robert's upset because they broke up, and so he's being all aggressive, passive-aggressive, and smashing Steve's stuff. He lives in the same building. He's the only one that has a grudge against them, and that thing that he made earlier, with the no one's ever been this deep. And so, yeah, that thing. So she's thinking it's Robert. Okay, Steve gets all fucking, he starts acting like a man now. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of this right now. I'll go up there right now. And she's like, oh, please be nice to him. Please, he's still in love with me. And he decides to go up there and confront him. Okay, all right, and that's where I'm going to end this review right now. This is the end of part 2. I will be back in part 3, and I will finish this review for this episode. Thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.